Hi there, I'm Tim Cornish, and I am going to be reciting this piece on the Grey Cup. I'm doing so in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's November 2014, and if you want to access me directly, you can do so by emailing me at adobemededit@gmail.com. That's ADOBEMEDEDIT at mark GMAIL.com. Okay. The following is a listening exercise for intermediate or above level students in my class here in Calgary, the Grey Cup. Playing for a team in the Canadian Football League is the mark of a good athlete. Being part of a team that wins the Grey Cup is the mark of a true champion. Since 1909, the Grey Cup has been the most prized trophy in Canadian football. It is awarded each year to the winning team in the annual Grey Cup game, when East meets West to determine the champion of the Canadian Football League, the CFL. The Grey Cup was donated in 1909 by Albert Henry George Grey, Canada's Governor-General from 1904 to 1911. Lord Grey, as he was officially called, liked to watch football games played at Ottawa's Varsity Oval Stadium. He decided to give Canada a symbol of his love for football, and he donated the trophy for teams winning the Amateur Rugby Football Championship of Canada. The 18-inch high mug was produced by Burke's Jewelers for an original cost of $48. Football is a strange name for a sport played largely with the hands, but it borrows many of its rules from kicking games dating back to ancient Rome and Greece. Modern football was said to be invented quite by accident when, in a soccer game, a player picked up the ball and ran downfield. In truth, the game was probably developed from the sport of rugby made popular in England in the early 1800s. Although it is widely thought of as an American pastime, football was popular with amateur sportsmen in Canada long before Lord Grey's Cup was first presented. Amateur rugby leagues were formed across the country as early as the 1870s. The two finalists for the first Grey Cup contest were determined in playoff games between three Eastern Canadian football unions, the Big Four, the Ontario Rugby Union, and the Intercollegiate. On December 4th, 1909, Toronto University defeated Toronto Parkdale 26-6 to become the first Grey Cup champions. From 1909 to 1920, only teams from the three Eastern football unions met to challenge for the Cup. That changed in 1921 when the Toronto Argonauts met the Edmonton Eskimos, making the game a truly national final. In 1935, Winnipeg sparked a fierce East-West rivalry by becoming the first Western team to win the Canadian Championship and the Grey Cup. Although Lord Grey donated the Cup for amateur competition, football was well on its way to becoming a professional sport when the Canadian Football League was formed in 1958. The new league meant amateur teams were no longer able to compete for the Grey Cup, but the popularity of the game still grew rapidly across Canada. The government hailed football as a benefit to national unity, and in 1962, Parliament decreed that both major television networks must make the transmission of the game available to the other so that all regions of the country could see it. In 1993, the CFL expanded into the United States, making the Sacramento Gold Miners the first non-Canadian team in the league. With the 1994 addition of teams in Las Vegas, Baltimore, and Shreveport, Louisiana, Canada's national trophy could soon wind up in an American trophy case. This is Tim Cornish reporting from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. If you want to access me directly, you can email me at adobemededit@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. And I hope this is helping your listening skills, my English as a second language students.